Let me introduce you to the Casio ZR-1, a digital camera released in 1998 only in Japan and has been rendered useless nowadays until now. It all started when I got a message on Instagram from one of you a few months ago asking if I knew anything about a camera called the Casio Petit Collet or something like that. That's the other name this ZR-1 goes by, and it's French for the little stick or something like that. It's got a cute little flash hat that goes on the top and this little mirror on the front for taking selfies, which is translucent. When you flip it around, it's an optical viewfinder, teeny tiny optical viewfinder on the back. The camera appeared to turn on and take photos just fine, but there seemed to be no way to get the photos off the camera. And that's because it turns out this camera uses internal memory with no connection to a computer seemingly available. The only way to get the photos off this camera is to use its built-in thermal printer. And at this point, I was intrigued enough to bite into the challenge of getting one of these to work today. While there's been a lot of work done to get the Game Boy camera working today in that community and its own thermal printer as well, there's basically no information on the web about this Casio camera, making research pretty difficult. The problem is that this camera came originally with Casio's own proprietary thermal sticker sheets, and I tried just using modern thermal sticker sheets and trying to cut them into the right size, but the camera always errors out when printing, and it doesn't seem to work. But then I caught a lucky break. Listed online from a Japanese seller was a new in-packaging Casio ZR-1, and if you translate the labeling, it says it comes with a sticker pack. So, of course, I took one for the team and bought it. It came in mint condition in this beautiful 90s outlandish packaging from the sponsor of this video, Bai, which is where I bought it. Bai is the website which connected that Japanese-only listing to me, and that was key in this case for such a rare, hard-to-find camera only made in Japan. That listing wasn't available on eBay, and the seller I bought it from was not shipping to the United States. Instead, it was listed on Yahoo Japan for domestic buyers only in Japan. The only way I got a hold of it was by purchasing through Bai as a proxy, and then Bai shipped it to me. And this is my preferred way to get these rare cameras and save a ton of money in the process. There's a few things buyers should be savvy about to get the best deals and shop wisely, and I've listed those in my description along with a 10% off your first purchase coupon that you can use.
The manual is awesome. Like the colors they chose are awesome. The little characters they have in there are awesome. The drawings, so delightful. And then this is going to be the paper itself, which they did not include very much.
Here's that proprietary thermal sticker sheet that we're so interested in. And immediately I think I see the problem.
A little bit interesting, I'm noticing off the bat, there are some dark lines on it, and I think that's for you to know how to insert them, but I potentially could also be for the printer to detect where it's at. So that would be hard to replicate, at least on like a really scalable level.
That must be the piece that we're missing to get this to work. But first we need to test that the camera even works with the original sticker. Okay, so the image quality is not overly impressive, but what do you expect from 1998? It's 32 by 64 pixels or 0.08 megapixel monochrome image printed onto a tiny sticker that you could share with your teenage BFFs back in the 90s Japan. You can print the image multiple times, keeping it saved in the internal memory, and you could add borders and captions to the prints as well. It took some trial and error, but after a while and some help from my wife, we drew the black markings on the back of a modern piece of thermal sticker paper to try to match exactly how they were on the original paper, and to successfully trick the camera into printing a photo. And this is a really big deal because it means you can use readily available and affordable modern thermal sticker paper and feed it into this camera and get it to work, thus saving this camera from being a completely useless piece of garbage today. To help you with this, I developed this free 3D printable stencil, which works well with a felt-tipped pen to help you get the size of the sheet and the markings down in the right locations. It takes a second, but you can easily whip out several stickers while binge watching my other old camera videos. Some other ideas I've had to speed up this process would be to get an inkjet printer to print onto the back of thermal sticker sheets. Mine just doesn't support the right sizes. Or a good friend had an idea to make a stamp that you could quickly stamp as well. So I'm just going to toss this back to the community and you can run with it now that you know what to do. Also, Thermal printing is just cool. There's some modern cameras today with printers built in and some really affordable printers you can buy separately to print anything, much higher resolution than this camera. But there's some potential health concerns and some ways I found around that and just things you should know. Anyway, if you'd like to see a whole video on that, let me know. Until then, shoot with whatever you have fun doing it, and until next time, happy snapping.